not use this whole amount because it's too much for this little one. You want to take a little off the spatula, and you're going to use the movement of back and forth. Okay? And it is going to move around. Do you see how it pulled away from the sides? That's normal. What you don't want to do is have it shrink down. And you guys did, overall, probably the best I've ever seen my classes do. So, thank you. Normally I get some that are like lopsided and some that are shrinking a lot. So, overall these look really great. And the whole key is that we have enough room for both of our fillings. Otherwise you're squeezing a tiny bit in there. So what I want you to do is do that back and forth motion to get it really flat and make the nuts compact in the caramel so it's smooth. So when I pour the chocolate on top, you won't see any bumps. Now that means that you have to keep your eye on where half of the tart is, where the crust is, and then also when you're cutting, you want to make sure you're cutting it fairly, not fine because you want the crunchiness, but don't leave really big chunks. This doesn't work very well with half pecans, okay? Can you do it with other nuts? Yes. Does it taste as good? No. There's something about this combination that is just amazing. So I'm getting it into the grooves here, kind of using, you see how I'm holding my finger, that extension of my finger, as if I'm spreading it with my finger. And I'm gluing it, kind of all the pieces together, and then working it like this. So I'm going to squeeze it into all my little sections, and I'm not holding on to the inside, I'm holding the outside of my pan. Okay, and then we'll pour the ganache. When you make your ganache, I just want to give that a stir. It is, you boil the cream, and you have your chocolate in a bowl, just like when we did the pot de crème. Bring your cream just until it starts to kind of want to creep up. Don't let it overdo it because it'll overflow on your pan. And then pour it over your chocolate. Make sure your chocolate is chopped. It doesn't have to be chopped if they're already in discs. But if you're using the big block like you were cutting earlier, you need to make sure it's chopped. Yeah. So then you pour the cream over, let it sit for a minute, and then stir it. We're not trying to whisk it and get any air in there. We just want to be smooth and emulsified. Then we're going to pour that as the top layer. Then we let that set completely, and then we come back and cut it. We can remove it from the tart pan then, and then cut it. Do you remember when we did that chocolate cake and I showed you how to cut with a hot knife? You put it in the hot water and then you take it out. You're going to do the exact same thing with this. So you go straight down, you pull it backwards, lift it up, clean it. Go straight down, pull it back, lift it up. Okay, so you want to clean it every time so you melt through that chocolate ganache and get that really nice sharp edge to it. Do you see how compact I'm making this? But it's not to the top, so that now I have plenty of room for the ganache, and when I look at this tart, it looks like complete chocolate until I cut into it, and then that's when I see that nice textural stuff inside. Oh, I'm sorry. This is why it's also a mini one on this is great, because the big one, it's too bulky. It gets in the way, and you end up hitting the back of the tart shell, too. So make sure you use a little one. I've got plenty of little ones at the bottom of the cage.
This is the all-purpose sugar dough recipe.
Correct. Yeah, this is the chocolate pecan tart. Just using 3 different things that you can put together. This ganache you can use for anything. It just happens to be the topping for this. So you see how smooth I'm getting it now? Okay?
Can you use it for the truffle?
Yes, but yeah.
It's not gonna be...
Usually the truffles you want to put butter and flavoring and stuff into it, so it's a different ratio. But yeah, you can.
So what did you use last
it's pretty
time
soft.
to coat the truffle?
To coat it? It's tempered chocolate. Yeah, not a ganache. Yeah, it needs to be crunchy. So the reason why I have a lot extra is because this is a lot smaller. Okay? So then as soon as that's ready, we'll bring that over here. Now if this happens, you see this? Just leave it where it is, because the ganache will help glue it in place. So we aren't going to take that.